Did you ever catch yourself rereading the conversations with your crush? Why did you do it? I catch myself smiling at things we talked about, and I like the feeling. Because you're looking for any sign that they might be into you too. I've caught myself reading messages with ex-girlfriends and I laugh at the facades we both put on in the beginning compared to a later point in the relationship. It just sort of gives you a good feeling inside. Yeah, I am right now because he doesn't talk to me as much as he used to and we're slowly becoming distant. It was fun while it lasted though. I still look at conversations and pictures of me and my ex at times. It's been 7 months since I ended it. She cheated. Not the only thing either. We were together for 3 years or so. Still the best time of my life. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? And #X200B. I know rationally the idea that there's only one perfect person for you is bull garbage. But it still feels that way. Every girl I've dated since is not nearly as compatible with me as her. I've been with my fiancé since we were 16. Now 23. I used to save all his cute messages to me that made me feel special. They were really helpful while we were long distance. I haven't added to that list in years. It's funny going back in time to see what we were like as teens. We were just silly and in love. Makes me realize how lucky I am to have someone so wonderful in my life. Just trying to pinpoint the exact moment things went south. We used to exchange 1,000 messages per day. Talk about things. Share. Then she stopped answering much. Then she said, I am not going to read all that. Okay, JPG, trying to understand what I said wrong. Come to some conclusion. Is painful. I wish I could go back and change things, but sadly as that is not an option, at least try to find some lessons in this whole mess, so I don't repeat the same mistake moving forwards with other people. I don't know. It's sad when you believe someone can make you happy, and probably you are right. But the other person doesn't feel that way about you. It's just sad. Potential happiness, at least on your part, gone. Would never happen. I read my old messages with my ex. It was the happiest time of my life. Now that she's gone, I've never had that same happiness again. And I feel like I won't get it again. So every time I read our messages, it takes me back to the good times I once had. Then I go on and hate my life for a few days. Edit. Sorry for poor wording. We broke up. And also thanks for the silver. I'm newish to Reddit, so I'm not too sure what it does. But thank you anyway, because my crush became my wife and my wife died. Remembering is good sometimes. How else am I going to obsess over everything I said and worry that I've said something that's going to stuff it all up? I do this all the time. I like to relive those happy moments. They don't exist anymore. I love rereading my old messages with my current girlfriend. We acted real cute at the beginning and now all of our messages are, hey female doggy, I'm fluffing hungry. We're going to Waffle House when I get home. Never been more in love with a woman in my entire life. Well, yeah, I miss the way we were getting close before she ended up dating her own brother. Yeah, she's the smartest person I've ever known and I could read her writing, listen to her talk all day. Let me start by saying I have been single for a very long time. I've been talking to this guy online for about a month. I'm so happy to see that other people do the same thing and I'm not just a crazy creeper. In hindsight, I probably should have been paying attention to her instead of writing down everything she said. My now wife called in a panic one night when we were dating because she had accidentally deleted our text message thread. I was able to download mine and send it to her. We met through online dating and messaged each other through the app for the first little while. Unfortunately, those messages get automatically deleted after a time. It would be nice to be able to go back and see those early messages. I'm usually met with, how the fluff did I think they ever had feelings for me? I constantly do that thing where I think I _see_out sign, but it's just bull garbage and I'm overthinking. It fluffs with me more than I'd like to admit. Getting control of it, stopping, is a battle in itself. I always do this. It just kinda boosts your mood, like, wow, that was an actual conversation. Sometimes it gives you the warm and fuzzies to see how it began and you feel renewed love. Sometimes it makes you wonder what the fluff happened and when did everything turn to garbage, and depresses the hell out of you. Because we used to be friends and then she stopped talking to me for some reason. Deleting 2 years of text messages with my ex was a big step in getting over her. I enjoyed reviewing them when we were together, but that became painful after the split. Because it is nice smiley face. She's my girlfriend now, with crush. But we're really close friends now. I do it still now, because I'm going through a rough time and I just want to feel something that will help me get a clearer mind. I still love her so much. As a friend, I guess. And I don't want to lose her. I have such a big crush with a girl for so long. Every time I see her name pop up on my phone, I smile. I reread the messages because it's genuinely fun to relive the good conversations. I shot my shot with her, but she kinda just ignored it and we talk less now. But I guess we are still friends. It's like getting a small dose of however you felt when you first received the message. The convo we had where she basically admitted she liked me too. That was something I looked back over a couple times. Just makes you feel nice. Yes, because I love seeing how we spoke before I asked her to be my GF compared to the now. We were both very depressed before we met each other, and she continues to be the light of my life today. Hope is out there, lads. The only thing I saved from my MySpace profile was a note that a guy sent me. It was officially the first love note I ever received. Beat myself up for not saying certain things at the time. It's like when you're in the shower after an argument and are garbage-itting on the imaginary person in the argument. Ya feel to decipher the code. Not a crush, but a very or friend that I liked, which kinda lost interest in talking to me anymore. I do it because god darn, that convo used to give inner peace. I can sleepless because I'm overthinking or anxious, but sometimes an insta-sleep when I talk to her. And I needed to feel that way again. It's useless after reading the same messages over and over couple times. We never really interacted much, and the little conversations we've had were mostly me asking little questions about random things, like homework, anything to talk to them a little bit. But I was terrible at keeping a conversation going, so it always ended after a few messages. Sometimes I read through them and kinda cringe looking back at how desperate I was. But it's a good reminder of how I can handle things better next time. I deleted. Now I kinda just wanna avoid ever thinking about it ever. I regularly reread conversations I have with my boyfriend, especially the parts where I remember him or I laughing. It just makes me happy. I don't remember the cringe ones anymore. Too many to count. But I go back and reread the occasional conversation that started with a random message on Facebook of 2 to 3 old crushes who messaged me within the last year and a half saying hi or whatever they said out of nowhere. Makes me feel as if I've actually improved even though I don't think I have. It's one of those confidence boosters I never knew I needed until it happened. Yep, why? 'Cause I fluffing love her? Because I hope that one day she'll reply. Well, we ended up meeting in my city years later for drinks and we are now dating. We have been doing long distance for over 2 years and we are ending the distance in the next few months. I looked back on our old FB messages and it was obvious I liked him. We were never single at the same time, but it worked out. He is a peach. I usually do this when I break up with someone for a little. It's nice to have the butterflies all over again for a moment. But eventually it has to stop. Otherwise you never really move on. Haha, I don't message crushes, I just die alone. I frequently reread all my conversations with everyone, out of fear that I fluffed it up. Just did that, wondering what I did wrong, sad face. I try to avoid it. It's nice for the first few minutes, but then the sadness comes back. Anxiety. You do not trust your memory, and you are scouring for mistakes. For another climactic rush.